All right, guys. Today we're back. We're back with another video for you guys. It's entertainment only. Anyways, guys, I've been working on something special this past couple of days. And, I just posted on the community, and I can't really say what I'm working on, because or else it doesn't come true. But I mean, I can show you some of the things that I'm working on. Obviously, we're working on the YouTube channel. We're trying to grow a community. Trying to get to I'm trying to get to 50 subscribers right now. What's the toll? Let's see what's the toll on. Let's go to the channel. All right, hold on, guys. Hmm. My channel, my videos. Where is the analytics? 86 views in the last 28 days, plus 4 subscribers. Wow. 34 subscribers. All right, guys. 34 subscribers. Sorry about that whole deal, yo. But that's amazing. You know, hard work pays off. And I wouldn't say it's hard to make videos, but when you make videos and they don't do as well as you want them to do, it kind of hits you in the gut a little bit. You kind of do feel it. And but the thing is, just to stay consistent, keep going. And I encourage anyone out there that wants to make videos and that wants to, um, well, not necessarily get famous or anything like that, but that's not the aim that we're going for. At least that's not what I'm going for. I'm just trying to spread the message. What message? Whatever you guys want to hear. Whatever message that you guys want to hear. I mean, like I said, in this channel, we're gonna talk about a lot of topics, and we're definitely gonna talk about semen retention. What is semen retention? Well, most of you guys already know what it is. It's the act of abstaining from porn, masturbation, and just sex in general. Just complete abstinence. And why do we focus on that on this channel? Well, because one of the number one reasons why people are suffering, why people are there's so much depression. There's so many people lonely. So much pain out there. I'm a people person. I like to talk to people. I like to find out what makes them tick. And like people have layers, and if you start peeling back those layers, you can really see what the issue is. And a lot of the issues is because a lot of people, they don't have male guidance. They don't have any male guidance. They don't have any I wouldn't say parental guidance, but they don't have any fatherly guidance. And they fall into those pits of sex and masturbation. And it's not just men. It's not just men. It's also women. Women fall into it as well. They fall into it as well. and that's well because they lacked they lacked fatherly guidance. They lacked that what do you call that structure, that fatherly structure. I was having a conversation with this he's 19, some 19-year-old kid, and he looked a little effeminate. He looked a little effeminate. He has long hair. He has like a little thing of hair going across his face. My man, hey man, come here, man. Yeah, yeah. What's up? What's your name? Well, my name is so and so. All right. And you can tell he's effeminate because he's just out there. He's soft spoken, and he doesn't have he doesn't have one hair in his face. And I know why, because he's letting out all his testosterone out into something else. And I asked him, "Hey man, like how old are you?" First of all, he says he's 16. I was like, "No, I'm just kidding. I'm 19." It's like, "Well, you sure act like you're freaking 16." And then I asked him, he's like, "Hey man, you have a dad?" And he's like, "Well, like I have a dad, but like he's not really there." And you start kind of putting two and two together. And poor kid. I started asking him. It's like, "Well, what's your mom like?" She lets me do whatever I want. It's like, well, that's why you're like, I didn't tell him this, but that's why you're where you're at, dude, because you don't have no structure. I kind of put it to him like this, but like the conversation went over his head. It was just too much. I'm like, look at this building right here. This building has structure. Like this building has pillars here, and these pillars are what holding it up. And I asked him like, what would happen if you were to if you took that structure, if you took a pillar out of the structure? And he was like, I don't know. It's like it falls. It falls. It falls, and that's one of the reasons why society is doing so bad. Um, man lusting over women, and you can see, like, I can see that one kid. He's like chasing women, like because they hang people hang out with each other, and like I can see the women treating him like dog shit. They don't respect them. They laugh at him, and like because of the lack of experience and the lack of guidance, he's like, "Oh, these are my friends," and we're laughing together. It's like, no, bro, they're laughing at you. I can see how like the girls that he hangs out with, like they're pushing him and smacking him and calling him all sorts of stupid names because whatever. I'm not sitting there like listening to the conversation, but I can see them from a distance. And I'm like, that's why you're struggling. Hey man, and then I asked him, hey man, like, do you have a girlfriend? He's like, no. Or like if it was a bad thing. Are you planning on getting married? No. You ever planning on having kids? No. And that's the thing. It's like they want all the benefits. Everybody wants all the benefits of being with a wife, having a girlfriend, having sex, but with no repercussions. No repercussions whatsoever. Like, I was talking to this older dude. He's 48 years old, and I'm like, hey man, do you have any children? He's like, no. And you're like, well, what does that? What does this have to do with anything? Like, what I realized? People that have a lower level of intelligence they're really negative. They're like beyond negative. Everything you tell these people, and obviously because they're not in semen retention, so they don't understand where you're coming from. They don't understand. They don't understand just simple conversations. They don't understand. So and I asked this 40-year-old man as well. I'm like, hey man, are you married? It's like, oh yeah, I've been married for like 9 years, and you don't have any children, dude. Like, did you know that sex without procreation is just masturbation? You're just using another person to masturbate with. That's all. That's all you're doing. What are you doing with that seed? Like whatever you're doing with it, you're not. It's not going to wherever it's supposed to go to either procreate life or to get reabsorbed back into your body, so that your mind and your body can have the nutrients that it needs. You're like, well, what nutrients? All the vitamins. All the vitamins that are in there. Not only that, like the reason why they have low intelligence, it's because of that, and they're hard of understanding. They're just hard of understand. They don't understand. You know, they don't understand. It's like, well, I don't believe in that. It's like, shit, man. Like, try it, try it. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. It's bullshit. It's not bullshit. And it's like I said, like I didn't used to believe in it, a long time ago until I started doing it. And the benefits, like, yes, you're not gonna have X-ray eyes, and you're not gonna fucking fly out the window or anything like that. But you can start reading people. That's insane. You can start reading people just by looking at them, just by watching their behavior. You just watch their behavior, and you're like, you're not gonna sit there and you're like, you're a masturbator, but you're gonna be like, hey man, like you're a really negative person. Like, you're negative, dude. You're negative. So, well, what makes you say that? Well, because every time I have something to say, you're like, well, I know better. You don't. You don't. Because you think you know better. Because your brain is your whatever you're doing to your seed, like you're taking off of you, you're taking intelligence off of you, and then well, I'm not gonna get into that whole like you're feeding your body crap and then you are crap, because I mean it is true, but we're just gonna focus on the main. I was also having this conversation with this 26-year old kid. I'm gonna fucking call him a kid because he's a 26-year-old fucking boy. And this motherfucker was just negative. Like, I'm like, hey man, like, why are you always so mad? Why, like, I want to know, dude. It's like, well, like, like you shouldn't be concerned with like what people think. It's like, well, like, I'm not, dude. But like, like if you have issues, sometimes it's good, it's good to talk to them, talk about them, and you're not going around telling people your problems. I'm like, look, man, like life's not that bad, life's not that hard. I mean, life's not that bad. I mean, it's fucking beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Um, but anyways, this one cat didn't matter what I told him. Is like, well, that's your opinion and that's your truth, and like, no, dude, like I'm telling you the truth, dude. And then you can start putting one and one together, and you're like, well, like, you don't really have any muscle. You're kind of overweight a little bit, and you're kind of dumb. And what else? I mean, what else can I say, dude? Like stop masturbating, dude. Like, I ain't tell him that, but like, I'm like, you know what, dude? Just it's all right, bro. It's all right. But back to the first guy that we were talking about, the older guy. Like why else were you put in this earth but to procreate? Like even animals, they don't waste that stuff. They don't go around and having sex with like female dogs or giraffes having sex with each other, and all of a sudden they pull out right at the last second. Like no, they don't do that. They do it because they need to procreate. Are you meaning to tell me that an animal is smarter than a human being? Of course not. Then why do they do it? Fuck. Because they want all of the glory and joy and satisfaction with no responsibilities. And you know what's crazy about that? You know what's really crazy about that? That it limits your growth. It limits your growth. You're like, well, how so? Because when you have children, it allows you to grow with them. Like yes, like I wish there was I wish there was a how to be a father handbook, and maybe we would all be good fathers, but you can't learn how to be a good parent. You can't learn how to do any of these things if you don't experience it yourself. And not only that, like if and I even told this dude, I'm like, hey man, like, if you had a kid, whether it's a boy and a girl, like you wouldn't go around teaching him how to steal and lie. Like, well, no. It's like, of course not. Of course you fucking wouldn't. You would want your son or daughter to do it good, whatever their endeavor is, whether it's playing a sport or working out or just being a good person. Is like, or do it better than you. How else are you supposed to grow as a person? And you're like, is having children the answer? That is one of the reasons why we're here. That's one. Well, what's the purpose of being here? Well, there's many reasons to be here. But one thing I do know for sure, that one of the reasons why, well, there's two reasons why we're here. Number one is to procreate, because if you don't procreate, life just stands, and like we wouldn't all fucking be here. Not you, not me, not anyone. So that's number one. And that's a given. And there are people that are renouncing. They're renouncing this. They're just like, "Oh, I'm not doing it because it's too much, and I'm fucking selfish, and I don't want to give half my shit to my children, and I don't want to have to feed them, and I don't want to have to do any of this shit." Fuck, man. No wonder you're a fucking douchebag. Have you ever realized how like people with no children, like they're really selfish and they're rude, and like it's like, well, how old are you? I'm like 55. I'm like 45. And you don't have any kids? Like, no. It's like you're. No wonder nobody hangs. No wonder nobody fucking likes you, dude. I mean, I'm sorry to say, but that's number one. And number two is because we're here to serve other people. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care what job you have. I don't care what you do as an individual. If you're not serving another person, you're essentially selfish. So like, well, how do I serve people? Well, fuck, man. Like, let's say you work for McDonald's. Yeah, you may not like your job, but you're helping people. You're serving them. You're being at service to somebody else so that you can receive money. Same thing as a cashier at the bank. You're serving other people. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter if you're computer programming. Computer programming, you're doing that service for other people so that you can benefit off of it. Doesn't matter if you're a fucking YouTuber. The reason why I share this information for you is so that you can be aware, so that it'll make you a better person, hopefully. And so that hopefully when you serve people, you kind of have to, when you serve people, you kind of have to, well, you kind of have to put yourself in their feet for first of all. And second of all, like you have to treat them as if they were your brother, your mother, and your sister, your son, your daughter. Like you want the best for these people. Like let's say you're just a regular ass employee at McDonald's, and like a family of five comes in and is like, hey man, let me get five number fives, whatever, right? Like you would want to make that food as if you were making it for yourself, or you would want to make it as if you were doing it for your brother. Say, hey man, I want to treat my brother special, so I'm gonna make it right. Or as if it was for your kids. You wouldn't give your kids poison. You just fucking wouldn't. Well, what if you do? Well, that just means that you're a bad human being. You're a bad fucking person, dude. Like, what do you want me to tell you? You're a piece of shit. So yeah. So, treat other people with respect, love one another. It's like I know it's hard. I know it's fucking hard. I know it's fucking hard, but it can't be done. And it like this is for real, guys. Look, if you hold yourself to a higher standard of I'm not gonna fucking lie today. I'm gonna treat people with respect. I'm gonna fucking treat people with kindness. I'm gonna be honest, you know? All those people that are below you, low IQ, all those masturbators, all those people that just eat nothing but a bunch of crap all day, like all those people that are like nowhere near your level, I swear to you, they start looking up to you. They start looking up to you. People start looking up to you. People will start coming up to you. People tell me their problems all the time. They tell me their problems all the time as if I had my life figured out. My life is, I wouldn't say it's all figured out. I wouldn't say it. Yeah, you know what? It's a little bit better than most people because of the knowledge that I have personally and how I handle myself. But people start coming up to me. They tell me their problems, and they want me to tell them how to fix it. Especially the young men that need help, that need guidance. They ask me personally, it's like, hey man, like I know you know your shit. It's like, well, how do you know? Because I can see that you know some things or two. I'll go to the gym and I start working out, and people come up to me. It's like, hey man, like, will you train me? I'm like, I'm not the trainer here, right? I don't get paid for this. And they're like, yeah, we know, but we want you to train. Like, girls come up to me and say, hey man, will you train me? And it's like, dude, I'm not a trainer, dude. I don't even have a certification. Like, did you know? I didn't. I just found this out. Did you know that if you're not a trainer and you train somebody and you're like, all right, well, do whatever, right? Do some shoulder extensions. And for whatever reason, they make a bad movement and they hurt themselves, like they can sue your ass. Like, I didn't know that, dude. Like, and that doesn't scare me because I do it anyways because people ask me and I have no problem teaching them. And I have a lot of experience doing these things. But like when the dude told me, I'm like, yeah, I'm a little shocked, dude. Like, hey, maybe I should stop, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop because it's what I do. I'm here to serve people. That's what I do. That's what this channel's here for, is to serve people. And when you do a good job, whether you're getting paid for it or not, it makes you feel really good. It makes you feel accomplished. It makes you feel like you actually did something. And that's what we're here for. That's number two. Number third, it's for your purpose, whatever your purpose may be. And your purpose is not one thing. It's not one thing. Well, what is it? It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of like the student mindset where you're always learning new things. Like I'm doing some upgrades on the PC, so that's why you see the PC in the background all messed up. And I just figured I'd do. I'm waiting on some parts. I'm waiting on Amazon. Supposedly they said they were gonna show up today, but who knows? And if they do, they do, and it's already gutted, so that I can just slap it together. And then what's the other one? It's to help people. It's to do stuff for people. It's to um not just have one endeavor, but have multiple endeavors, multiple like I guess you could say is hobbies. And then like out of all of these things, it's like really one or two that's really your calling. Whether it's making YouTube videos or fixing up PCs or whatever it may be. You have that figured out. You're a lucky man or woman. You're a lucky man or a woman. By the way, like I love women. I just happen to think that they're the most beautiful thing out there. But anyway, that's a subject for another video. And I hope that this can help you out in the long run. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. God bless. Until then.